Yeah. So once again, welcome on board everyone. Okay. So as I just informed you, we are going to begin our class from this from now onwards. Okay. So if I move on to the next slide, okay. So during the demo session, I have already told you I'm going to teach you two to three technologies, and the very first one is end user computing, and the server engineering, and Active Directory is the third one. Along with that, I'm going to also give you a little bit background about the virtualization also. Okay. So now let us target or work on the end user computing engineer. Okay. So you may have a lot of questions in your mind. Okay, what is this end user computer engineering? I have done BSc, I have done engineering, computer science, ENC, mechanical, civil. So will I be able to do? I mean, will I be able to work in the IT? So do I get the relevant technology? So how is my career? All those things. Okay, so that I will explain you about that later. Okay, now let us concentrate on the end user computing engineer. Okay, so whatever doubts you have, okay, whether you already know about this end user computing or IT infrastructure engineering, whether you don't know or you know, what I need your empty brain. Okay, in this 1.5 month of time, if you give me your empty brain, I am going to ingest all the information required to have your career developed in the information technology or IT industry. Okay, so that is what I wanted. You just give me your empty brain. I'll just put all the menu, all the required elements, and I'll make sure you are productive and your career is grown in the IT. Okay, so now let us talk about the desktop support engineering. So I already told you desktop support engineering means there will be an engineering team in each and every company. Okay, if you take any company, okay, all the companies they use their laptops, their desktops, and their applications also. Okay, basically they will be having their own applications internally within the office, and to access those applications they use the devices called maybe laptop or desktop or palm tops or mobile devices, correct na? So these devices which are used by an end user, those are called as the end user devices. Any devices that is used to access an application by the end user, such devices we call it as end user devices. Either it can be a laptop or a desktop or a mobile phone or a pumped up or whatever it is. Okay, and whenever they face any kind of issues while accessing the application or a service, okay, so there is a team will always be there. Those team we call it as end user support engineering. And in the IT department, as a fresher you will be getting into this field only, no matter whichever company you are working. Either you are working in Amazon or Google or Microsoft, Cognizant, IBM, whatever company you work. So if you go as a fresher, if you go to the infrastructure engineering, they will be taking you as a desktop support engineer only. Okay, and inside that you may have multiple technologies along with this desktop. Okay, so this is about the desktop support engineering. Any question here, guys? The next slide. I'll move on to the next slide now. Now, let us try to understand. Now, you know what is end user computing engineering, because we should know whatever you do, before you do anything, you should know what is that you are trying to do. Okay. Now you understand what is desktop support engineering. Now let us understand, or let us ask a question. What is a computer? Anybody? Can anybody tell me what is a computer?
It is an electronic device.
Right? What is it? How it is using? How it is? Why do we call it as a computer?
Means it performs some task.
Yeah. So basically, a computer means it's an electronic device. Absolutely correct. But we also have multiple electronic devices. We have radio, we have many other. You take mobile, whatever you take. Okay, everything is electronic device only. Whatever, wherever you need electricity, that is called as electronic device, correct na? But this computer is little different. The computer is also a kind of electronic device, but it will take some input, do some computation or some calculations, and it will give you some output. That is why we call it as computer. Correct, na? Computer means it's an electronic device. It will seek some input, process it, and give some output. Say, for example, you want to take a printout. You type something, then it will ask a command to print. You will just type Control P and say print. It will understand the requirement and it will generate an output on a paper. Correct, right? That is why we call it as a computer. If you want to do some math, some calculation, okay, it will ask some input, process inside, and just give an output. That is why we call it as a computer. Clear?
Yes,
Is it?
sir.
Yep. So now you know what is a computer. Now let us understand how many types of computers we have in the industry. Okay. So there are two types of computers, guys. One is your personal computer, or we also call it as a client computer. Why we call it as a client computer? Because he always try to access some service, or he always try to access an application, or he always try to get some work done. That is the reason we call him as a client. Say for example, you have an application called Facebook. You don't know where exactly the Facebook application is hosted. It is somewhere in India. It is there in Chennai. One edge server is there. Okay, and there the Facebook has hosted one application called Facebook. Okay, and you normally access this application using your mobile phone or your laptop or your desktop. Whatever end user or client computers you use, either it is a laptop or a desktop or a mobile phone, you get the same data. Why? Because here the common factor is server. Server is sitting somewhere in the Chennai, and in that server we have hosted an application, and you are trying to access the same application using multiple devices. So here the client computers are varying because you are using a computer or a device to access the application. Correct. No matter you are using a mobile or a laptop or a desktop, you are trying to access the same application called Facebook, which is hosted in one server in Chennai or in India. Right? So client means he always try to consume something, he'll always try to get something, or he always try to use some services. That is why we call him as client. And the major difference is when you shut down your computer, there is no harm, there is no impact for the application called Facebook. Imagine if you shut down the Facebook application server, which is there in India, Chennai, nobody in the India will be able to access the application. Even if they try to access the application, that will be getting connected to somewhere outside of the India server, and there is a lot of delay will be there, slowness will be there. So there is impact when you work with the server. When you work with a client, there is no impact. The impact is there also, that is limited to that person. Say for example, the user has raised a concern stating that he is unable to hear your, he is unable to play something in the Facebook application. You took the remote of the computer and you checked everything. You tried to ping the server is up and running fine, it is responding properly. And you went to multiple other places, you went to reels, you went to stories, you went to your post, everything is able to see. But as soon as you click on some video, the video is not getting played at all. Then you notice that maybe some Java plugin or some plugin is missing, and you install the plugin, and now you told the user, I need to restart the computer, sir, because the changes has to take effect. Then the user agrees to restart the computer. When you restart the computer, the impact is there only for that particular user and not for the entire Facebook users, because here you are dealing with the client computer and not the server computer. That's the major difference. So when you work with a client, the impact will be there for that particular user or the computer and not for the entire the users. That's the client. Now let us move on to the server. Server means, as the name itself is tells you, server means serving something. What can be served? It can be an application, it can be a service, or whatever it is. Basically, he serves something. The same example I'll take Facebook. If the Facebook server which is there in Chennai, if that gets shut down, nobody in India will be able to access the application. If you remember, about 5 years back, there was a outage in WhatsApp. Night by night around 9:30, it went off. We were not able to access anything in the WhatsApp, and night around 2:30 or 3 o'clock, the service got restored. There is some issue happened at the WhatsApp server, okay, and we were not able to access WhatsApp at all. So due to that, entire world faced the issues. Not only India, entire world faced the issue. Nobody was able to do communication. It went on the news, it went viral, and even the Facebook shares also drastically reduced, share values. So there is huge impact when you are dealing with a client and the server. That is why it is important to understand where exactly you are working. You are working in the client computer or the server computer. Client computer, you restart whenever you wanted by taking the confirmation from the user. But server, it is not like that. If you want to restart a server, if you want to do any changes in the server, you need to take the approval from the business. Whoever is owning the application, you have to take the application owner consent and approval, and then you have to raise a change record and then plan for this activity well manner. Okay, that's the difference. That is the client and the server. Any questions here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me move on to the next slide. The same thing now. Okay, I have already explained you what is server and what is client. So now let us understand how the client and the servers are explained in a layman term. See, client means it's a computer device in which we access any application or program hosted on a server. I already gave you example of Facebook and also the IRCTC ticket booking. Server is somewhere in the railway office, railway department data store is there, data center it is there, the server, and you are just logging into IRCTC from your mobile phone and you are booking the tickets. So your mobile and your laptop is your client, and the server which is hosted in the data center is the server. Okay, so server and the client, that's the thing. So basically, and one more example I can give you. When we are hungry, when you go outside, if you are hungry, you normally go to some hotels, correct, now to eat something. So when you go to the hotel and when you sit on the table, one person will come and talk to you. That person is a server or a waiter, correct, na? He is actually a server. Here he is coming and asking you, sir, what you would like to have. You want to have a coffee or a breakfast or whatever it is. So he is there to serve a service, and you're ordering something, and he will go to kitchen, he'll get it done or prepared, and he'll just come and serve you. So here the server is there to serve a service to you, and you as a client, you are there to consume something from the hotel. So that's the, in the layman term, if you want to understand, serve means serve something, server means serve something, client means he consumes something. That's all. Okay, and if you are not going to the hotel, some other client will go and consume. So hotel, you are not only person goes, right? Multiple clients will go take their services, have their food or coffee, whatever it is, and they'll go off. Correct, na? That's the client and the server explained in a layman term. Okay, and how the connectivity is there? See, if you look at this picture, server and the clients, in the clients I have given you all the three pictures. One is your laptop is there, one is a mobile phone is there, and your desktop is also there. And server is there one side. If you are trying to access application called Facebook, okay, so no matter you are using whatever device, okay, the end user device can be anything. The end user device can be anything, but the application is the same. Correct, na? So if we consider this is your Facebook server. So when you are on phone using your internet, mobile internet, you try to access the same server, same application comes. If you are there in the laptop, maybe you are at office and you are trying to, you want to spend some time there, and you logged into your um, laptop and try to access your office network, same application server. At you are at home and using your desktop, you are trying to access, maybe you are using your broadband connection and trying to access the same application. So here the end user devices are varying. You have multiple devices, but the application server is same. And in between your client computer and the server, there is one common thing is there, that is your network. The network, either it can be internet or intranet. Either it can be intranet or your internet. If you are accessing an application within your office location, within your office premises, you are there in office, you want to apply some leave. Okay, what you do, you go to your company website and you go to your leave application, and there you are applying the leave. So that is accessible within your office, and that is why we call it as intranet, because that is within your office network, intranet. And you are at home using VPN, you are trying to access the same application, that is called as internet. There the internet usage is there. So basically, whether it is a internet or intranet, that is a network. So in between the client and the server, there is a common connection, that is called as network. Okay, so this is the client and the servers are how the clients and the servers are interconnected. Hope this is clear guys.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if somebody asks you how the clients and the servers are interconnected, you can tell that in between the clients and the server, there is a common factor called network. The network can be either internet or intranet. That's it. And maybe, and within that internet or internet, there are a lot of other components will be coming. IP address will be coming, routers will be coming, firewalls will be coming, gateways will be coming. Okay, that I'll explain you later. But now, in a higher picture, okay, if you look at from 100 feet height, so this is what the picture is. Okay, so let me move on to the next slide. Now I'm always talking up from the last 15-20 minutes, I'm talking about only the clients and the server. Now you may have a question, sir, how will I understand the computer which I'm having, it is a client computer or a server computer? It's very simple. Okay, so there are certain operating systems are there. Okay, operating system means it is a system software which enables the communication between your computer and you. So it is a kind of mediator. If without the operating system, the computer is of no use. Do you agree? If there is no operating system in your laptop, is the computer useful?
No, sir.
Yes. If there is no operating system, your computer is, it is like lifeless. Okay, if you power on the computer, it will tell you no operating system found, and it will just give you a dark screen. But as soon as you install the operating system to the computer, okay, it will ask you to enter your username and password. Once you enter your username and password, if you want to play some movie, you just go to the movie, double click, the movie will be played. That means the operating system is very, very important, because that's the life of a computer. If there is no operating system in the computer, it is like lifeless, no use at all. So there are two types of operating system. Okay, the one is client operating system. Another one is server operating system. So if you see any of the client computer or client operating system in a computer, say for example my laptop, if I want to see my computer operating system version, I'll go to command prompt and I can type a command called Windows version, WinVer, and it will tell you, it says the operating system, the one I have is Windows 11 operating system. And if you look at in this client operating system or server operating system, wherever you see Windows 11, my computer belongs to the same family, right? My Windows 11 is belongs in the client operating system. See here, it's Windows 11 operating system. It's a client operating system. Then you can consider this my computer as a client computer. So instead of Windows 11, if you see an operating system like Windows Server 19 or 2022, then we call it as a server operating system. So here the takeaway is the operating system or the client or the computer type is decided based on the operating system which is installed in your laptop. Today you have a Windows 10 or Windows 11. We can call that as a client computer. Tomorrow to do some lab, you may be installed Windows Server 2022 in your base machine in your laptop. Then your laptop can be converted into a server. So there is no hardware specification, guys. Server means it should be bigger, it should be wider. Nothing like that. Even your laptop can be converted as a server, and a server can be converted as a client. The only difference is the operating system. So the operating system decides whether this computer is a client or a server. Okay, clear? And I've already told you how to check your computer is a client or a server. Simply go to the run prompt here, go to command prompt and type a command called Windows version, and that will tell you what is the operating system. This operating system is Windows 11, and Windows 11 is belongs to a client family or client operating system, hence we call it as a client computer. Clear?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So next, I already explained you, if there is no operating system in a computer, the computer is of no use. Correct, na? If there is no operating system, the computer is of no use. You cannot use it. It is good for nothing. Let me show you. If I go to the VMware, okay, let me create one computer. Okay, so I'll go to home. I'll create a new computer. See here, I'll go to create a new virtual machine. I'll click on create a new virtual machine, custom. Okay, and here I'll install the operating system later because I don't want to install the operating system, and I want a Windows 10 operating system. I want to install Windows 10, Microsoft Windows 10. If you want Linux, select the Linux here. You can select all the Linux versions, SUSE, Ubuntu, Red Hat, whatever thing you wanted. But I would like to install a Microsoft Windows operating system, and it's Windows 10 64-bit. That's fine. And it is asking me, where do you want to store? You want to store this virtual hard disk in which path? Let me see how much free space I have in my C drive. C drive I have 9 GB. Let me go to D drive and find some place. Yeah, I'll put it here under D drive VM. Okay, so let me browse. I'll go to this PC, I'll go to D drive, and I'll go to VM. Right, so inside this, probably I can create a folder called Windows 10 W10, and I'll select the folder W10. Okay, so next, and it is asking me the firmware type. Okay, firmware is like BIOS is basic input output system. The UEFI is unified extended firmware interface. BIOS is the legacy one. In all your old laptop you will see the BIOS, and in the latest laptop you see the UEFI. So you can select whatever you wanted. Okay, I'll just go with the default. And now it is asking me how much processor you want to have. See, I've already explained you during the demo. Virtualization means you have a bigger hardware, and you will take some portion of CPU, some portion of memory, and you will create a computer within a computer. You see, this is my base machine. If I go to my this PC and properties, and I can see the configuration of my computer. See, my computer has got 16 GB memory, and it's an i7 8th generation processor with 2 gig speed, and I have 512 GB of SSD. If you see here, 150 GB is there, here 350 GB is there. So altogether it's 512 GB storage is there. So what I'm going to do using this VMware workstation, I'm going to use two processor, and out of 60, see here maximum 16 GB is there because my laptop configuration is 16 GB, correct? Nah? So what I will do, out of 16 GB, I am going to use 4 GB memory, means RAM, to my newly creating Windows 10 machine. Let me give some name to the Windows 10 machine here. Here, W10, Windows 10, and 2 CPU and 4 GB memory. Click on next. This is all by default, you can just go with. I'll explain you when I do the virtualization thing, okay? Or tomorrow I'll explain it clearly. So it is asking me the disk now. I would like to go with 60 GB, but 60 GB I'm going to keep it as a single file, okay, not splitting. So next, create, finish. Now you see, I have created a new computer called Windows 10 or W10 within the computer. So this is my computer based machine, okay, and by using a tool called VMware, I have created one more computer within a computer, correct now? And let me power on, and you see memory is 4 GB, processor is 2, hard disk is 60 GB, you have CD, DVD, network card, everything is there, display, everything is there. So power on. Let me check whether this computer is useful or not. So as soon as I clicked on or powered on the computer, it is trying to detect the operating system. See, and it is already detected in the VMware. It says no media. CD-ROM, it says no media, and it is checking in the network now. In the network, will I be able to get some operating system? It is trying to check. Let us wait for the check to complete, and it will tell you no operating system found in a while. So I'll minimize this for now. I'll show the error later, okay? See, the same thing I was telling you, okay? So if the operating system is not there, the computer is of no use. So now we need to know how can I install the operating system, because in this computer it says no operating system found. See, it says no operating system found, it went to the BIOS, right? So how can we install the operating system? The operating system can be installed in multiple ways, guys. One is you can use your CD or DVD in a traditional method from the day of computers are evolved. We used CD, first floppy, okay, floppy, and then CD, and then DVD. Correct, na? So now floppy is not there because that was only 7 MB of size. CD around 700 MB, DVD it is 4.2 GB, right? So now also some computers they have got CD and DVD. So that is one way of installing the operating system using CD or DVD. You can have your CD DVD burnt, and you can use that as an operating system disk, and you can boot from the CD. If no, then the latest technology is either we use pen drive or we will do network drive boot. Means you keep the network, operating system somewhere in some other computer. Using network boot, you can try to install the operating system. And the last one is using some tools. Example, this Windows deployment services. So this Windows deployment services is a service which will help you to install operating system same time for multiple computers. Imagine you have to install 100 computers or 100 servers. If you go one by one, you cannot take that pen drive until unless you complete the existing installation. It will easily take around 30 to 40 minutes. So you cannot take out the pen drive until that operating system installation completes in the present server or the computer. But in case of network or in case of this Windows deployment services, you create an image and you will take this all 100 computers together and create a package, and at a time all the 100 computers will be installed. That is the difference between the actually standalone installation and the WDS installation. Okay, so there are 4 ways to install the operating system. So now imagine you have a CD or a pen drive. You will plug that CD or a pen drive to the computer, and you will go to the BIOS, and in the BIOS, this is called BIOS. See, this is called BIOS. So here you can select how do you want to install the operating system. Either you want to install the operating system using say pen drive or CD, you have to select boot from where. Boot from where you can select. Okay, so once you select the boot from where, so imagine you are selecting pen drive and it detects the presence of operating system from the pen drive. Okay, and it start installation. It will ask you, would you like to install the operating system? If you want to install the operating system, press yes or press any key in your laptop or keyboard. If you press some key in the laptop or keyboard, it will start installation. Then it will ask you the license terms and conditions. It will ask you to select the or create the drives, C drive, D drive. Out of 60 GB, or how much drive you want to create. You want to create 2 drive or single drive. Based on the requirement, you can create the drives, and you have to select in which drive you want to install. So once you select the installation drive, it will take around 15-20 minutes to copy all the files, install the required packages, and once everything is done, the computer get restarts. Okay, that is how you can install the operating system. Okay, so let me quickly take you to the VMware. So before I go there, any questions, guys? Any
No, sir.
questions with respect to that? No. Others? Any questions? Okay, so now let me shut down this computer, power off, and insert some CD. Okay, I'll show you tomorrow how to insert, but today just to give the complete flow. So what I will do, you see here in the CD, I have not put any image here. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll go to edit virtual machine settings. I'll go to the CD or DVD option, and here I have an option called use the ISO image file. Click on use the ISO image file because I've already downloaded the images and kept. If you look at here, my D drive, if you see softwares, inside that ISO images, you see all the images are there. I have Red Hat, I have Ubuntu, I have VMware, I have Windows Server 2019, Windows 7, Windows 10, Windows Server 2020, 12, and 2016. So I need Windows 10 image. See here it is 4.4 GB file is there. It's ready. What I will do, I'll select that image, ISO image, browse, go to softwares, ISO images, select the Windows 10, open, click on OK. Now you see here in the CD and DVD, if you hover your cursor mouse, it is telling using the file D software ISO images Windows 10. Now if you click on power on virtual machine, it automatically detects the presence of the operating system and it will ask you to press press any key to boot from CD or DVD. Okay, it should be quicker. It should be less than 1 or 2 seconds. So what I'll do, I have missed that. Let me restart the guest. So it will restart the boot again. Now I'll quickly press some key. See, I have just pressed some space bar in my laptop keyboard and it started detecting and it started installation. Okay, so this is how you need to start the installation of the operating system. So as I told you, it will ask you now, see, would you like to install the Windows 10? You have to click on next. Install now, yes. I will explain you tomorrow from the scratch again, each and every steps. Okay, but today just to complete the flow, I'll make it faster. Okay, and it is asking you to enter the license keys for the operating system. So since it is a lab, I don't have a product key. I'll click on I don't have a product key, this option, and here it will give you the list of operating system. In Windows 10 you have multiple flavors. You have home edition, you have educational series, you have professional series. So we are always trying to go as a professionals, so we should always use professional versions with licensed. Okay, Windows 10 Pro, click on next. Now it will ask you all the license and terms and conditions. When you have time, please read all this. Okay, it is there, all the license terms and conditions. I accept all the terms and conditions, click on next. Then it will give you two options. One is upgrade, another one is custom or install. I need to install because there is no operating system present in this computer. That's the reason. Now I told you, right, 60 GB hard disk I have selected, I have given while building the operating system, and it is asking me, would you like to create partitions? Yes, I would like to create partitions. Out of 60 GB, let me create 50 GB for my operating system drive. So let me go to calculator. 1 GB means how many MB, guys?
1024.
1024. And how many GB I wanted here? 50. If I do 50, it is 51,200 MB. So if I put 51,200 MB here, that is 50 GB. Okay, see 50 GB. It has taken 100 MB for this the link other partitions and MSR partitions. That operating system will take 100 GB. That's fine. Unallocated still 10 GB is there, and I need to create 10 GB D drive. Apply. Okay. But the operating system should be installed on the first primary drive. This is your first primary drive. See it. If you look at the type column here, first one is system, second one is MSR, and third one is primary. Always the first primary drive should be your C drive. Okay, that's why I have selected third, and which is first primary. Click on next. Now the installation started. It will take about 5 minutes or something, 5 to 7 minutes to copy all the data and to complete the installation. Okay, so tomorrow we will continue with the tomorrow anyway. I will explain you what is VMware, all those things. Okay, and then I'll explain each and every steps, so you will understand better. So any questions, guys, so far? Silence is no. I will consider it as no questions. Okay.
Sir, will you send any material or notes to
Yeah,
our
yeah.
email or?
No, we will send you on WhatsApp, Nisarga.
Okay, sir.
Please
Okay.
take my number. Okay, I'll ping you on chat. Ping me. I will share all the notes to you guys. Okay. So it will take another 4 or 5 minutes. Okay. So what we will do, we will just wrap it up for the day. So tomorrow we will continue from the new VM creation explanation and the installation, and tomorrow I'll continue from this computer only. Okay, after the post build what are activities we will do, okay, all those things I'll show you. Okay, so with that I think we can wrap up the class. Let me stop the recording.